All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Cameron,
And this is Nick. Nice to meet you guys. Welcome.
on the first episode of the Anime Roundtable podcast.
Woo!
So, in this one, we're going to talk about our top 10 anime favorites.
Which I admittedly came underprepared for, so I'm going to just kind of wing it in this episode.
Yeah, I wrote down a whole total thing of my favorite ones. So, Nick, if you want to get us started, what is your number 10?
Okay, so, the least of, my favorites, I'd have to say, oh boy. You're going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say, Brotherhood from Full Metal Alchemist. It's not that I hate it, it's more of, it just... I like it. I just don't feel as compassionate about it as some of the other ones I'm going to mention on this list.
That's totally fine. I know a bunch of people who are that way, so...
But, it is in my top 10.
Yes. All right.
Sorry.
My number 10 is Fruits Basket. And the reason why that is one of my favorite, rom-coms. It was very funny when I watched it when I was 9, when it first came out. And I'm very excited that they brought it back and doing the whole story now. So, can't wait to see what comes in the future.
And if I might add something to that, what I really like about this Fruit Basket's, I've watched the classic and the remade one side by side on 2 monitors. And what's really, fascinating about it is that you can watch the original and the new one, and it's like watching it for the first time, where they take out key little scenes, but it's still fresh, as if it was still made for this era.
Yeah. It's almost 1-to-1, pretty much.
And it's not that one is better than the other.
Yeah.
It's a different way of viewing it. It's very fun and refreshing.
Yes. All right, what's your number 9?
My number 9. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but back in, I want to say it was the early 2000s, called School Rumble. And it's basically, the premise is, everyone has a crush on someone, but that person is crushing on someone else. And it's just this giant kind of, romantic comedy of just, kids trying to find themselves and growing up. Yeah. And there's, your jocks and your nerds. And it was a lot of fun.
I mean...
It was a lot of fun.
I've heard of it. I don't know if I've seen it. I might have to go watch that. But my number 9 is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
And the reason why it's at number 9 is I liked almost all the arcs. The ending was kind of bland to me.
Don't tell me. I'm still kind of on it right now.
I won't, but the ending was That's why it's at number 9.
I've heard stories, and I agree. And well, you've just called out my number 8, and it was Yu Yu Hakusho. For me, it's nostalgia, and just, I think Yusuke is, he's badass. Can we say that on this podcast?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can cuss on this podcast.
So, I always thought, Yusuke was just, that bad boy where it's just, I don't give a shit, man. And I was, as a kid growing up, watching that on Toonami, coming home from school, that was the thing. That was it.
I'll watch that on Toonami, too. It was either Toonami or Adult Swim. I forgot which one I would watch it on, but...
I saw it, after school every day, and I would come home, baited, and it would be Toonami for me.
I think it was Adult Swim for me. I remember I'd watch Toonami and then come on for Adult Swim, so...
I know this is kind of stretching it, but, I didn't get introduced to Adult Swim until, my best friend Evan's older brother introduced me to Aqua Teen. Not anime, not related, but... That is how I got into... And I think that was 2005, maybe? 2006, when I really started watching Adult Swim.
Okay. So, my number 8, segueing, is the Dragon Ball series, I grew up, I watched it with my brother. I finished Super, so waiting for it to come back.
So you like the series as a whole, but which out of... And I'm kind of quizzing you on this, but out of all the sagas or the arcs, what was your favorite?
Favorite saga was probably Cell Saga.
Okay. Good choice. I always liked, and I'm kind of tapping into yours, but Mine was the arc with, like, Goku before he became a Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
It was just him, Krillin, and God, I'm a terrible
Piccolo.
fan. Piccolo, when he was like really coming out of the whole evil thing, and becoming part of the gang, and like Yamcha, like that for me, that was the OG like Dragon Ball experience. That's how I was introduced, and like not saying when he became a Super Saiyan, I'm knocking at that. No, not at all. Just I just have, for me, it's nostalgia and fond memories.
I understand. So my number 7 coming up is One Piece, and
my man,
I caught up on it like 3 months because I was like a few, like 300 episodes behind. But we're just now getting into the Wano arc, and it's looking like it's gonna be pretty good.
It's up. So like for my 7, got it. Again, you called mine again. It's Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
And you already know it's the original arc where Goku was not in the staff when he had the staff and the Nimbus, but a little after that.
I got you.
So what is your number 6?
Gundam. The Gundam series.
All right.
It was the first mech I ever really watched growing up. I watched it on Toonami after school and all that. Let's say it was Gundam Wing was the first one, but I went back and rewatched the older ones. What's your number 6?
Okay, so number 6 for me, I'm gonna have to think on this one because like I feel like people are gonna be like very judgy about it. It's like, oh, he said that. So for me, my number 6, Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin was another one I was introduced to on Toonami, and for me, just it was a story about a samurai who was great at killing, but he didn't like doing it, and he. Not him alone, but for those of you who didn't know, he has like this reverse blade, so he can fight people. And he's like the Batman of like the Edo Japan. It's like he'll kick your ass, but he's not gonna kill you.
I mean, I liked it. I rewatched it here recently on Netflix.
And the live actions are
they're
phenomenal.
Really good. But the only thing that gets me is they ended the series before they did the final arc. So
yeah, and I felt kind of conflicted about it, but it's still one of my childhood like favorites.
Yeah.
Most of these are like childhood favorites.
My favorite arc is probably when he fought Sishio.
Yes, sure. I mean I felt like that's where it should have ended, but at the same time I still appreciate that they built a little on it, and I was like, okay, I'm down with this.
Only bad thing is it sort of ended on filler, so.
Yes, and it is what it is, and but that's my number 6.
Okay. My number 5 is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We started at number 10. I liked it. I liked it a little bit more than the original because it followed the manga a little bit more. The only gripe I have is, they didn't do the first arc as much because they did it in the first series, but that was my only gripe with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Gotcha.
So what's your number 5?
Okay, so my number 5 is... This one's kind of stepping out of nostalgia, but it is My Hero Academia. And for me, it was more of a personal reason because, like, here's this kid who, small, scrawny, and, like, me growing up, I've always been that small kid. And then, he gets gifted this power, but not only that, he kind of has to work for it in the beginning to, like, achieve the power and the potential of it. And I was like, man, and at that time, I was, like, working out with, like, CrossFit, and I'm trying to go into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so like this is one of those shows that kind of like motivates me to go to the gym, and I'll kind of go into that in my next one after this.
Yes, I mean I like My Hero. I think once because season 4 looks like it's gonna be amazing, and I'll probably get into my like top 10 after this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my only gripe was that it kind of started slow, but. That first season kind of started slow, but after the villains invade, I forgot the name of the place, but it got really good. So my number 4 is Code Geass.
Code Geass. Now there's an all-time classic right there.
I just love the character of Lelouch. She's like really smart, really cunning, Um, I saw the latest movie that came out. It was really good. I'm excited that they might be doing some more. I remember watching it on Toonami all those years ago. What's your number 4?
Okay, so my number 4, 10 years ago, if you told me this was going to be my number 4, I'd laugh in your face. And a lot of people are going to be like, "You what?" So, Death Note.
Death Note.
I didn't, when it initially came out, I had a bad impression of it. And I avoided it for a good long time until one of my friends said, "Look, before you diss it, check it out." And I watched it, and with Light Yagami and the other kid, I loved how the story progressed. I loved the characters and this whole kind of Machiavellian kind of world. Yes. And I never thought it would be on my top 10 list of favorite anime.
I got you. I mean, I liked the first 25 episodes, but the final 12 were meh, okay.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So my number 3 is Hunter x Hunter. And if you don't know, the same author of Yu Yu Hakusho does Hunter x Hunter, and I just really enjoyed it. I finished it subbed, and I've rewatched it dubbed on Toonami.
My man.
The ending's okay, but I understand why they had to end it because it was on hiatus and didn't have enough for another arc. Mm-hmm. But that's my number 3. What's your number 3, Nikki?
Okay, so you didn't know it was in this chronological order, but Fooly Cooly.
Fooly Cooly?
I was introduced hanging out with one of my friends, again, on Toonami one night, and, this weird show came on, and I'm like, what the hell is this? It was just a girl on a scooter, and this dude
gets whacked in the head.
He gets whacked in the head,
and
I'm
a satellite comes out of his head.
Not only a set, it was a fucking mecha, and I was like, this was so weird. And then, what was it, 6, 7 episodes, and I thought, this is as far as they've gotten with the show. I was waiting a week later. The next episode didn't come out.
It was only 6 episodes.
I know, and I was terribly disappointed by that.
Yes. All right. So here's a few honorable mentions before I get my top 2. You can say number 12 would be Death Note, as
all right,
stated.
all right.
And number 11 will be My Hero Academia.
Yes.
All right. My number 2 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because of the memes.
The memes. Just the memes?
Just the memes. And
I don't buy that. I feel like there's more to it for you than just the memes.
That, and it's just so hilarious to watch.
I mean, from how many pages was it in the manga where JoJo was Jotaro was beating the shit out of Steely Dan? And I think it was 3 pages. Yeah, it was 3 pages. And then the writers were just wait till you hear my Muda of I think it was maybe 9 to 12 pages of just him saying useless. Yes. And I was just like there's so many mediums you can consume JoJo, from games to anime
to manga.
Yes. And it's such a diverse world structure.
Yes.
I'm not even sure if that's the term for it, but from cultures to different time frames, it just especially in the Stardust Crusaders, where they, it was a reference to Around the World in 80 days.
Yeah.
I thought that was very. I fell in love with it.
So, another funny thing is, if you haven't read the manga, when Giorno was beating up that one guy, it's 7 pages of him just going Muda 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 Muda, and then the way they ended it is the guy just falls into a trash. A trash truck, and and it slowly closes. It was hilarious. Okay, what's your number 2, Nikki?
Okay, so my number 2. Oh boy, I can't believe I'm being put in this situation. My mama warned me about this. So my number 2 was Samurai Champloo. So for the reason why I'm putting that is number 2 instead of number 1. So I wouldn't say it's a grand classic, but I think it's a very good one, and I liked it because it brought Asian culture to modern hip hop, and it had Shingo 2 and rest in peace Najubis, if I'm pronouncing that right, who did he did a lot of like Adult Swim, like, you know, intros and outros when they were doing like commercials and stuff.
I remember watching it on Adult Swim.
Man, like, for me, it's most of these are like for nostalgia and like, you know, and people are gonna say your list is trash, and like I acknowledge that, but like
they're gonna say mine is too, but you know.
But this is for me like it's a very personal thing because like they all serve like a different purpose at different points in my life.
Not anime related, but Samurai Champloo inspired the guy, the Boondocks, the opening for Boondocks. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's loosely anime.
Yeah.
It's loosely anime, and like in a weird way, it's entered the anime community on like Facebook and many other things, from memes to just people just talking about just like God, this is gonna be so controversial. Like, nerds in our day were like very like, you know, quiet and stuff, but like black people who like people in the African American community who are like, you know, Naruto fans, Goku fans, they'll rep that shit at the gym. Like, did you see that video of those kids in McDonald's? Like, one guy dressed up as Naruto and like Goku. And they were just, I'm like, they're next level nerds, man.
Yeah.
And like, they were completely unashamed. And like, you like, I salute these people.
Yep.
I salute having the courage to go out in public and just like Naruto run in a fucking public mall. Like, you can't have a care in the world, and I admire that. And I think that's like one of the dopest things a person can do.
Yep. So my number one, might be controversial, might not, is Cowboy Bebop, and I remember watching that so much on Adult Swim. It wasn't even funny. I just loved the beginning, how it ended. You still don't know if he's dead or alive. Spoilers.
I feel like he died. Like, again, it was ambiguous, but at the same time, I just had this strong feeling.
Yeah, and what I liked about it is you can come up with your own conclusion.
Yes, and man, like Cowboy Bebop was like a critique, and I remember someone else, and I guess I'll have to like do this in another podcast, remind me about this, but someone said Cowboy Bebop was like a critique of like stoicism and like the modern culture and like kind of running from your problems, and you saw it in Spike. He was this guy with a very mysterious past who, you know, we can assume was part of the Yakuza.
Yeah.
And then he walked away and became a bounty hunter, and like, you know, he seemed happy-go-lucky, kind of like Robin Williams, but at the same time, he was still regretting his past, the things that were left unsaid or undone, and it comes back to haunt him, especially in episode 5, which for me, that was like, each episode is like unique. Sometimes it goes on to horror, to like psycho thriller, to just funny, outrageous, to action and thriller. It just it dabbles in like different genres, still being loyal to Cowboy Bebop.
Hell, it has one of the most recognizable intros ever.
That James Bond kind of vibe, dude.
I'm talking about the opening. You know, the opening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what's your number one?
My number one. Now, this one, I was going to say Cowboy Bebop, but like I was like that would be too easy. So like another one that kind of ends on an ambiguous note. It's and you're probably gonna fight me on this, but like Elfen Lied.
Yes. The manga does too. I can tell you that.
Like, I liked it because I felt like it was the first tragic anime I was introduced to, and it made me, like, I had to stop near the end because I was like, God, like, I know all of this is, like, fictional, it's not real, but, like, before Angel Beats, before all the Magica Magica and all that, like, this was the one that really, like, traumatized me as a kid. And you're like, are you a masochist? Like, no, I like believing in characters. I like believing in the story where I feel for a character, and you're just like, God damn.
I agree. Do you want me to tell you what happens in the manga?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the anime ended halfway.
Yes.
To the manga, but Lucy dies at the end of
Damn.
I
almost wish you hadn't told me that, but I would have gotten to it.
But it's sort of ambiguous too, because there's two girls who look like her at the end, and they meet the main character. So apparently, she could have survived. I'm not sure, but the one that was tragic for me, it came out way before Elfen Lied, was Grave of the Fireflies, and
I've heard phenomenal things about that.
And if y'all don't know what that's about, you should watch it. So I'll give you a little synopsis. It's set during Japan and during World War II. It's about a brother and sister trying to survive in Japan. And
see, that's another one that I've been meaning to watch. I haven't had time. From work and everything and working out. Well, I'm a terrible nerd.
They've redubbed it, so.
Redubbed it?
Yeah.
Would you say it's better?
I haven't seen the redub. I know Sentai did it, but I'm not too sure.
I'll check. Right.
They might have it on VRV, and I'll check it out. Sort of like how they redubbed Evangelion.
Yeah, like on Netflix, and
I've heard mixed reviews about that too.
Well, like Netflix's Evangelion, like the main beef, one of the main beefs, and like I got to be careful how I word this. So, like, a lot of people had a problem with like the outro, the ending. Like they took out the
Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon, which was like a very nostalgic thing. Yeah. That's what we all were hoping for. And I remember it too. Like I remember watching with my friends as a kid, and it was I don't know, it left you with this kind of like eerie feeling, but it was almost very dream-like, like a lucid dream. And to get rid of that, it kind of gets rid of the experience. But at the same time,
I understand.
I don't think it makes it a bad Netflix.
No.
It doesn't. Showcase or medium. It's just different.
I understand getting rights to music is outrageous.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's outrageous.
So I don't fault Netflix. No. I just find it a little disappointing.
Me too. But the ending monologue to the final episode, I've never seen anything more funny with Shinji saying, "So the movie better like wrap up this plot or something." I'm paraphrasing it, but yes. But moving on, we're going to list some of the stuff we're going to be watching this summer.
Yes.
So I have my list here, and
I've come unprepared for this endeavor.
And it's in no particular order for me, but one is Arifureta. So basically, it's another isekai, which I really like isekais. Mm-hmm. I think like a whole classroom's transported.
A whole classroom, so it's not just one person.
And the main character is like very weak.
Oh boy! Can we go with another weak protagonist?
Yes.
The rising of the weak protagonist. I'm sorry. Go
on. The other one I'm waiting for dubbed is Dr. Stone. And by the way, I'm watching most things dubbed because I have a hard time concentrating on subtitles. So just putting that out there. Dr. Stone. There's another isekai coming out. It's called Demon Lord Retry. Basically, he's transported into a game and he becomes his character.
He becomes his character, and so he has to embrace who he is. It's a journey of self-discovery.
I think it's pretty much like How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
Okay, I was kind of getting that feeling, but I was like, I don't know enough to really say if that's true.
Yeah. Then we have Astra Lost in Space, which I think is another space one, which I like. Copcraft, it looks fun because it looks like it's a cat girl and a regular guy, so they're solving crimes.
Oh no, fetishes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? That looks funny as hell. It's about a weightlifting club, I think.
Oh, okay. I can't even talk right now.
And then,
I'm immediately interested in this show now.
There's one called BIM. It's a remake from one in the '60s. It looks pretty good. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? But, Season 2, I'm looking forward to. It comes out in August, I think. A certain scientific accelerator. I'm excited because I've seen all that series as a whole. those are a few I'm really wanting to see. I'm watching Fire Force. It's really good.
I've yet to watch, but I'm compelled to watch that. Finish D. Gray Man, and to finish Lelouch, The Rebellion.
Yes. Also watching The Ones Within. It looks like it's another Isekai one, but it looks really good because it looks like it has some horror elements to it.
My man.
So what are you going to plan on watching, or what are you watching?
Well, those were the three that I'm watching. I'm kind of this summer. I'm more focused on like working out and work. But like what I'm going to try to do is crunch in my time and watch. Like I said, finish D. Gray Man. I haven't finished Full Metal Alchemist, so I'm gonna try to jump on. I'm gonna
Brotherhood.
tackle Brotherhood. I haven't seen the ending.
Ending's really good.
And like there's several anime I watched several at once, so it's like I'll kind of like anime hop and kind of come back to them later. So I have a lot to catch up on.
I understand. I'm watching like 19 shows at once.
Jesus
so.
Christ.
I understand.
You maniac. It's like you're wrestling with your own conscience. It's like, I don't need sleep. I need answers.
Well, mainly they're the seasonal ones, so they get done really quick. So
I mean, this is a little off base, but like, do you feel like there's an oversaturation with anime in the community? Like before the streaming era, I know we're kind of we're like 2-3 minutes from like wrapping this up, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. Like there's constant anime, being like just pipelined, on Funimation, Crunchyroll, VOV, and it's like there's not enough time to like stay up to date with everything.
I understand,
and I like that there's so much, but at the same time, I'm like, there's certain anime I look for, and it's hard to find in like a sea of it now. Like, what are your thoughts?
I agree. There's stuff I just skip and will come back to later. Like, and there's just stuff I won't watch because I'm not really interested in.
Yeah.
Like, it has to fit a certain criteria. If I'm gonna watch
Expectations. I get that.
Yes. I mean, I'll watch anything Isekai, but
I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, I'll give it.
If I'm not drawn in within like the first 3 episodes, sometimes like My Hero Academia, it took me 6 episodes to really get invested. So I've extended it to like the 6 episode rule.
Yeah.
And if I'm not captivated, I'm kind of like, Okay.
Usually it's about the first couple for me.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a seasonal one.
Yes.
If it doesn't just grab my attention, I usually will drop it. And there's only been like a few so far. Like, Knights of Sidonia, it didn't. That and the animation didn't really catch me. Robi Hachi didn't really catch my attention that much. There's some other ones, but see. But I'm gonna give Knights of Saint Seiya a try. It comes out July 19th on Netflix.
My birthday. That's awesome, dude.
Yes. It's gonna be a 3D one, so I'll give it a try. Just as long as they don't do the damn Berserk route, I'll be fine. Because they fucked up Berserk with that.
That's another show that I think I'm going to try to watch the rest of this. I've heard terrible things, but I want to just see it with my own eyes to see if it's as bad as people have said. That and I'm kind of just now thinking about it, but Fist of the North Star, which that and Lupin the Third Part 1. I've watched the movies. I've never watched the actual classics.
I can tell you, Lupin the Third is really good. To be what it is.
Yes.
I really like it.
My boy Gomen.
Yeah, but Fist of the North Star is good. The original Berserk from the 90s is really good.
I feel like a lot of classics are, just better than their. I wouldn't even call them their spiritual successors, but just the modern adaptations of it. Although JoJo did it in a phenomenal way that made it.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean,
it transcended what it was. I still like the classic.
There's one, like, I think it was a movie, JoJo movie.
It was about the OVA, about the battle between.
No, it was
Dio.
a movie. It was so bad it hasn't
Oh,
seen
that.
like
Okay.
that one.
I thought
that
you were
one.
talking about the OVA.
No, it was like a movie that they did, and it didn't see the light of day. Like, it was so bad.
I'm kind of curious. Like, we should have a drunk anime night and
Yeah.
just and watch it.
Just
Just to see, if it's as bad as people have said, and it probably is. But I'm probably going to have to be very intoxicated to like watch it.
Yeah, me too. That's how I have to watch like bad anime. I have to be very drunk.
Yes, and there are several shows that my friends like to torture me with, and I'm like,
which ones?
I'm not going to say on this podcast.
No, which shows?
Oh, which shows?
Not
okay.
Friends. I wouldn't.
Okay,
I wouldn't
so
dare say that.
I wouldn't say. Okay, I've come to love them. It just they came off as very like hypersexual.
Yeah.
I'm just like Jesus Christ. So God, what's it called? It's about this girl who like bad words and like sex is like outlawed, but then oh God, what's it called? I'm gonna hate myself because I know when this podcast ends, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the name. But she finds this guy, and she conscripts him to her kind of like own army of trying to spread perversion and people saying dicks and shit like that. And oh my God, I can't remember, but like she's like the panty bandit basically.
So is it panties and stockings with garter belt?
No.
Okay.
No. It's no. That's a very different anime.
Yeah.
This one.
When you said panties, I just
no. And one of the
I wouldn't
villains
know.
is kind of like a knockoff of Shishio, but like his power is wearing like used underwear, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I came to my friend's house and I was like, look, if you're gonna force me to watch this, I need I need some devil cut whiskey, man.
Yeah.
And and I watched it and I laughed at a few parts, but watching it sober, I would never watch it. That and oh God, I can't. I've put these so far out of my mind, I can't remember that, and I was very intoxicated.
I got you. I mean, I'll tell you one I wish they would remake is Trigun. Trigun was really good.
Yes. Oh my God. And it was so weird meeting Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny Young Bosch. And like, I really, goofed when, I spoke to him and I asked him a question that I saw in the anime community. And I didn't know why it was I thought it was a good idea to ask him this, but I was like, who do you think would win? Cowboy Bebop or Trigun? And obviously he said his character, and then I kind of said, oh well, I'm more for Bebop because like I feel like he fights dirty and stuff. And then he kind of like looked at me, and I was like, I suck at talking to like anime celebrities in general.
Yeah, but you've seen part 4, right, of JoJo's?
Yes, I'm midway into JoJo's Part 5.
Yeah, like damn.
I haven't seen the ending yet.
Yeah, damn how they killed Kira.
Dude, like that if that's not divine justice,
like
no, how he died.
It's like they didn't have to show it. You just hear the squish, and it's like you can imagine what happened.
Mm-hmm. No, they sent him straight to hell, man.
Yeah, no, I just loved when JoJo just said the Star Platinum unleash the world.
and they did the final, like, and like the JoJo series, and I was like, man, and they even played the theme too. Yeah. Like for me, it was a nice throwback to like the good old days of Stardust Crusaders.
I just loved everyone's faces in the when time was stopped.
Yeah,
like all looking shocked and all that.
God, if I had that power, I'd abuse the shit out of it.
Me too. I would have just stopped time and beat the shit out of anyone I didn't like.
And I would practice my
Yeah. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap this up. Is there anything you would like to plug, like social media-wise or anything?
No, just check us out on MGM for the Montgomery area for, certain activities if you happen to find your way into Alabama and Birmingham and the, Huntsville areas. And have a good night.
Have a nice night, and you can always connect to me on Twitter at twitter.com/Amish_OOO. All right, guys. See y'all next time.